Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So, don't forget, this Friday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the free addictions discussion on Zoom. You can book your space through the Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description box. And if you are able, please donate to our speaker. You don't have to, but if you feel so inclined, you can donate to our speaker at the donation link in the description box below. Now, just make sure that you put in the message field for Ryan. That way I know who it goes to. And let's see, if you are unable to attend, there will be a video link later, and I'll share that with everyone later on. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so I'm going to use some scroll decks from some inkblot decks from Steph over at House of Scrying, so I'll have her link down in the description box as well. I definitely invite any of you to see what you see inside of the scrolls, and feel free to comment it. Okay, taking a step aside, and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. There's like this feeling of suspension that I'm feeling. It's almost like being suspended in a particular area for a little while. It feels like a little while. Oh, this one's a little too, just like, it's like a little too big for me to shuffle the normal way that I shuffle. So we're going to have to do it this way, okay? And it feels a little bit like that suspension is about to be over. It's like there's something here that has arrived. I'm seeing like a package being delivered on the doorstep. Something has arrived on your doorstep. You just haven't opened the door yet. There's not an awareness that it's there yet. It's like it's in someone's field. It may be entering inside of the dream space, for example. So whatever it is, it feels like if we've been waiting for it for a very long time. This says mirror here. So let's look at this. It's funny because it's actually the back of all the cards, There's something here that directly reflects something about our own experience. So maybe what we've been waiting for is, for example, for some of you, it may be a person that mirrors your values, or a person that really mirrors the type of connection that you want to have, whether it's romantic or it's platonic. There may even be certain experiences that you're starting to have inside of your life that are really mirroring the place that you've wanted to be. I'm not feeling this is like mirroring negative aspects. It feels very much like mirroring potential. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the blank space inside of this mirror. Whenever I receive a blank space, it speaks to me about potential. And this mirror, the frame is very serpentine in a lot of ways, especially that blue. So it's like a lot of communication. There's a healthy amount of solar energy and then heart energy in it as well. Solar energy would be, for example, your self-confidence, your self-esteem, someplace where you feel like you can be comfortable, someplace where you feel like you can be yourself. So I feel that whoever this message is for, it's like you've arrived, or it has arrived. Something has finally, it's like your time has come in some way. And there's something new being brought into the space, something new being brought into your field or into your awareness, that is, it's like just before it manifests, it's just before it shows up. For some of you, you may be further along in this storyline, and maybe it has shown up, but you'll recognize this reading as having preceded that. And with the serpentine energy that's coming through, that's very much about like this, I don't want to lean into the wisdom knowledge aspect. I'm leaning into the regeneration aspect. There's something very regenerative that has taken place inside of someone's life in order to cause this to happen. Okay. It feels very much like the moment that you've waited for has come. It's here. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. Oh, wow. That's a very different, if you're familiar with Steph's work, that's very different coloring. I'm going to have to say something to her about this one because that's beautiful. And notice that pink. So I do think that for a lot of you, this is going to be in the area of love, in the area of friendship. This is also looking like the rib cage to the spine. to me, but notice that there's like these things that are kind of sticking out here from that solar plexus area, again, kind of solar plexus level. And so there's like this beautiful unfolding and reclamation of self that's being done with the energy of love. So being able to find it, oh, you know what, it's almost like growing into a space that we didn't know that we could occupy because we didn't know that that space existed. That's kind of how it feels. So for example, for those of you who have come to some sort of realization that maybe in your past there was lots of stories of infatuation, but not necessarily stories of love, there's something that's arriving that is now able to mirror your growth so that you can be comfortable growing into a space of love and actually experiencing yourself in that way. There's also this, it's like a blue butterfly that's coming out. So this is like a transformation in communication. For some of you, this may be old stories that you have about communication not working out. And I do want to say too, I know a lot of people will transpose this onto a past person and do what you want with this reading, but I very specifically am getting this as a new energy that's coming in for somebody's life, an energy that they haven't experienced before. The spine is really important, so I think that whoever this message is for, there's been a process of having to learn how to, bless you, little one. There's been this process of having to learn how to stand up for yourself, how to have it's bring me back to that idea of like having a spine. But more than that, it's like how to enact your own will. The reason why is because when I have like the idea of like a flexible or floppy spine, it makes me think of someone whose back is weak against the wind. That's how I think of that sort of energy, where it's like we don't really know what we want. We don't really know what direction we're heading in. We don't really know how much of that is our responsibility to choose and to pick for ourselves. Doesn't mean it's always going to work out, but it means that we have to be at the driver's wheel. And there's something about that in someone's path here where they've had to learn to take control of the driver's wheel rather than trusting the road. Not that trusting the road's always a bad thing, but some people, they trust the road and then they never get anywhere. And that's kind of what I'm feeling, is that someone has learned, oh, if I'm not getting anywhere, that's because I have to make a decision. There really is like a collaborative effort between ourselves and the universe. It does require some trust in the process, but it's not dumping our responsibility on the universe. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm feeling in this energy, is like that's been a big lesson for somebody. Okay. Oh. Also, how to protect yourself. Someone has learned how to protect themselves as well. Okay. Now that spine just turned into a tower. Whoever this message is for, you've probably gone through a period of isolation and really learning. I think that this is definitely an energy of somebody who has been learning a lot, especially with that yellow creeping in. And yellow, if it's seen inside the aura, for example, around the headspace, a lot of times that can be like our intellect activating, somebody who's been learning a lot of things. So I think there's been a lot of time alone, a lot of learning, especially learning about the self, but also learning about relationships, learning about other people. Okay. Someone has gotten really into either elemental work or the 4 directions. The reason why I'm saying that is because, okay. At the top here we have these, these 4 little black dots, and that really brought me into the idea of like 4 directions. Okay. The apple. How many times is the apple going to keep coming up on this channel recently? So this just, normally that's not what this looks like to me, but it's what it looks like to me whenever I tap into this collective that I'm reading for this channel. And again, look at how like swollen those apple seeds look. So this is almost like a feeling like the potential is finally ready. So I think that by doing the type of work that whoever this message is for that you've been doing, not just for yourself in the 3D, but also yourself internally, it's like you're starting to attract things that are at the level that you've always wanted, but you had to step into that energy yourself first. And you may be able to look back and reflect and realize, oh, wow, like I wanted something I really wasn't ready for. And I see this as somebody who's really put in a lot of work on themselves. really clearing out old wounds, really cleaning up some maybe negative or toxic habits that they may have had, some thought patterns, some beliefs. And this is really bringing forth this, it's like you are exhibiting your potential, so now your universe is mirroring that back to you. There's definitely something that's coming, whoever this message is for, and it feels really good. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It feels a little bit like it is interpersonal for most of you, whether it's romantic or platonic. But for others of you, it's going to be some other situation that you've always wanted. Maybe for you, it was always a financial struggle, and that's what you've been working on. It looks like there's something here that has a lot of potential. I want to say this, though. If it is a financial struggle, for some of you, it feels a little bit like you have to plant the seed first for that to grow, meaning there's some step that you have to take. And, this reading isn't meant to tell people things that they don't know. So that's confirmation for somebody. If there's something that you've been like, yeah, I wonder if I should start this, or I wonder if I should do this, this may be confirmation for somebody. Okay, one more. Oh, and I heard the bottom. Oh, we had that yesterday with the reading. When was it? It was 2 days ago, 3 days ago? Okay, it's speaking to me very differently right now, though. Okay, so here, this is kind of interesting. I'm seeing like lungs, so there's something about being able to breathe for the first time. I think that whoever this message is for, you've done a lot of like nervous system healing, and probably some focusing on your breath or using your breath in some way to ground and be present. I'm like loving this right here because it almost looks like a hummingbird. And when we lean into the energy of a hummingbirds, like their wings are moving so fast, but their bodies seem to stay still, and the wings are like behind them. So I think that there are things behind the scenes, and you may even be aware of this, behind the scenes within deeper spaces of self, or maybe even inside your reality, where things are really moving and they're really picking up speed, even if it seems like nothing's changing inside of your life. It's like this is just a moment to draw the nectar before that change actually happens. It's like enjoy this moment, because after this moment, when the thing finally arrives, you won't have this type of rest that you have. And it's not saying that it's going to be chaotic or crazy or anything like that. It's just that this present moment is precious as well. Now, there's this other thing in here. It's almost like a bear claw. So there may be a heavy element of protection that's involved inside of someone's life at the, oh, I almost felt, okay, this changed on me. Some of you, you've become very interested in, for example, your spirit animal or your power animal. You may be doing journeys or meditations to meet with your power animal. I am seeing that for a lot of you, there's like this teaching quality, especially since you spent all this time alone learning. It's almost like teaching others how to do the things that you've learned about, or teaching other people how to overcome what you've overcome. I tend to get messages like that whenever the bear paw shows up. Not bear paw specifically, but whenever bear energy shows up. There's also something here about wolves. I'm seeing 2 wolves here. And again, heavy on that teacher quality. It's like a guide or a teacher of some kind. Some of you may have been working with a guide or a teacher to get you in this particular position that you're in right now, with the amount of work that you've done. Okay, now I want to bring this up here, because I'm almost seeing this as like behind this energy we have this. So this energy now is speaking to me a little bit differently than it did a few days ago. I'm almost seeing that there was something around the end of last year that happened that really kind of kicked something off for whoever this message is for. That might be around like the winter solstice. It might have been, it's like at the turn of something. So it may have been when fall became winter. It may have been when summer became fall. Some liminal state, some liminal time. And there's something here about that time acting as a bridge. It's a bridge between a space where we may have had like repetitive spiraling stories that trapped us in some way. I'm seeing this because of the spiral, and then this looks like a jaw or a bear trap. It trapped the teacher within us, so our own wisdom, our own knowledge was ensnared in some way. And now, for some of you, it's not necessarily going to be like a seasonal change. Maybe it was a divorce that somebody had to go through, or like a very important breakup that took place within recent times, rather recent, like some, within the last like year and a half. And this is something that had to basically be worked through in order to like blow open the gates of the heart in some way. It's almost like that experience was required for you to get very clear on what it is that you deserve and what it is that you want, what you'll tolerate. This can be inside of friendships. This can be inside of your family life. This can be inside of your love relationships. I am feeling that It's about the energy of giving and receiving. So you may have had a little bit more lessons in terms of giving and receiving and what you'll tolerate since then. And it seems to be projecting down into this space. And I'll pull one more card for that space. Okay. Oh. Okay, so heavy on the Hecate vibes. And, she shows up in every single one of Steph's decks, I swear. For me, anyway. This is merry-go-round. And that may have been how you felt in the past, was that there was this endless cycle of over and over and over. And, when we think about like the tools of Hecate, there's kind of like this thing that occurs to me as I step into this energy, is that each one of those tools represents a different aspect of a lesson before we're able to move on from that lesson. And in a lot of ways, she's the gatekeeper, and we can see this sort of transforming into that gate now, and that it's only once that gate is open, once this space here opens up, that we're allowed to pass. There is, the key, there's the torch, there's the dagger, there's things that we may have had to sacrifice, learning to sacrifice quite possibly our own emotional spaces for a short time so that we can extricate ourselves from unhealthy energies, for example. The key, how to open our own doors, how to open like our own passageways, how to initiate things. The torch, how to illuminate ourselves, how to hold light in spaces of darkness. There's something here about understanding the different mechanisms behind having a healthier lifestyle. What do I mean by that? So it's like, okay, I'll put it this way. Whoever this message is for, it feels a little bit like in the past, you may have clung to things that were not the best for you because there was a misidentification. That idea of misidentification keeps coming up for some reason the last 2 weeks. And for example, I identify as this person's soulmate or a twin flame, or, this is my vibe tribe, or, whatever it is. There's like a misidentification with the person rather than identifying with the deep self. And this is one of the ways that we as people, we betray ourselves, which is why we struggle with things like, intense anger or intense grief that we can't necessarily explain. And I think that whoever this message is for, you've done a lot of work reflecting into those spaces so that you understand that at the end of the day, you answer to yourself and you answer for yourself. And because of that, I see that there's some sort of snare that has opened up. Going back up into this energy. And remember, she is, in our more modern sense, a very dark goddess. And when we have this snare opening up and it's shining this heart space down into this energy, it's like, oh, now we understand that the darkness or that very dark energy isn't something to be feared. So this is where we start to allow and accept and release. And it doesn't have to be a releasing because we have to turn it into like that toxic like war, right? Like, oh, I can only release you if I hate you. Or I'm always going to think it's you. Like, we don't have to do that anymore, whoever this message is for. And that's why you're able to attract someone that is at the vibe that you actually wanted, because you've made yourself the vibe. This is where we're able to release things in love genuinely and say, this just isn't right for me. I don't have to hold on, and just because I feel very strongly about it and it makes me really sad doesn't mean I have to lash out or project that onto another person. So I think this is a very mature energy that's showing up today. Whoever this message is for, no wonder you're attracting something beautiful for yourself. This is a great deal of maturity, a lot of love, and a lot of refinement that someone has managed to cultivate inside of their life. I do want to point out that these turned into lollipops. So it's like whatever's coming towards you, it seems very sweet. It seems very sweet. There's a level of innocence to it. But that innocence, we see these keys down on the bottom, that innocence has the ability to open spaces within your soul or within yourself that you probably have never experienced before. So whoever this message is for, this is beautiful. And I wish you the best of luck with this. If it resonates with you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.